The anti-gay governor of Indiana just got caught making some wild claims in court, and now a judge has called him out in a sternly worded ruling. Marriage equality has picked up another victory with the first federal judge to rule in Florida. There's a new case in Arizona with an elderly couple about to lose their home. Couples are fighting back against stalling tactics in Arkansas, and two major oral arguments are coming up in the next few days. For the American Foundation for Equal Rights, I'm Matt Baum, and welcome to Marriage Newswatch for August 25th, 2014. We were just hours away from the start of marriage in Virginia last week, with AFER's victory about to go into effect. But then the U.S. Supreme Court stepped in and imposed a stay, so couples can't get married yet. Virginia Attorney General Mark Herring has already petitioned the Supreme Court for review, so we're likely to have a final decision sometime in the next few months. In the meantime, AFER attorneys are preparing a response to the Attorney General and expressed agreement that the Supreme Court needs to take the case right away. While we await the Supreme Court's next move, several more federal courts have affirmed the freedom to marry. In Florida, Judge Robert Hinkle has found the state's marriage ban to be unconstitutional, citing AFER's Bostick case as precedent. A new study from the Williams Institute shows that marriage equality in Florida would add $182 million to the state economy. And in Indiana, U.S. District Court Judge Richard L. Young has ruled that the state must recognize out-of-state marriages, although the decision is stayed pending appeal. Young also had harsh words for anti-gay Governor Mike Pence, who tried to remove himself from marriage litigation by claiming that he has no jurisdiction over marriage. Judge Young initially took Pence at his word, but then discovered that the governor was directing state officials to ignore marriage licenses issued to gay and lesbian couples. In his latest ruling, Judge Young called Pence's claims a bold misrepresentation and, at a minimum, troubling. Attorneys for the state of Utah have asked the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals for an extra month to file brief in Evans v. Utah. That case concerns the validity of marriages conducted while marriage was briefly legal in the state. The current deadline for briefs is September 22nd. A new survey shows support for marriage is continuing to climb in Utah, but remains low at around 30%. Couples in Arkansas are fighting back against the state's attempts to delay a ruling on marriage equality. A state court overturned the Arkansas ban in May, and the state has asked for the litigation to be paused until the U.S. Supreme Court can rule. There's a new case in Arizona filed by an elderly couple facing a terminal illness. George Martinez and Fred McGuire have been together for 45 years, but without the protection of marriage, could soon lose their home. And watch for major marriage news this Tuesday. The 7th Circuit Court of Appeals will hear argument in several cases from Indiana and Wisconsin. There's also a hearing coming up on September 8th, covering cases in Hawaii and Idaho, as well as a long-standing case in Nevada. Those are the headlines. Subscribe here on YouTube to stay up to date on all these stories. For the American Foundation for Equal Rights, I'm Matt Baum. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.